they were this close, and they are pretty close. So.
Oh yeah, 100%. And like in a race situation, literally anything can happen. So even if they do have really low PBs, something could happen during the run that could totally screw them over. So you never know what can happen during a race.
So it looks like we've already started it off, getting right into it.
Bam. So we'll be having to look at Kerbis's timer here, seeing as iiPK does not have a timer, so we're just going to be basing off of Kerbis's timer for both their times.
Okay. And if it just... Yeah, so while we're in the start, I just want to make sure that it's completely clear. This is single elimination, so no more of those round robins that we had before. This match means something, and I know that probably put a bunch of pressure on the runners who are now listening. I'm sure they're listening to this, but it's still just like, yeah, if you lose this, you are out of the bracket.
Mm-hmm.
So
you got one chance. You could blow it, or you don't. So far, very good start off of the start here. Cap Kingdom is pretty just a straightforward kingdom. Basically, just climb up to the top of the hat, fight the Brutal, and then move on to Cascade. So, not a very hard kingdom. Very easy movements. Anybody could do this kingdom in like no time. So.
And just getting out of the frog section here. Both of them left in pretty much the same timing. There's some mess ups that happened that allowed them to do that. And it looks like they're both taking two separate methods to get up this hill.
Mm-hmm.
iiPK's method is faster if he actually executed it correctly. I'm not sure how quickly he was able to do it there.
Mm-hmm, definitely. So far, they're pretty even on pace. Kerbis is a bit ahead though here, as it looks like.
Yeah, probably because of that risky method of going up that iiPK decided to do there. Both of them making quick work of Topper. It's been a bit.
Yeah, it has been a bit. I won't judge if you don't forget names. I forget names all the time.
I think it's Topper.
It is Topper, yes.
Cool, I'm good.
It's Topper, Rango, Harriet, and Spirit. So those are the 4 dudes.
Thank you, that helped a lot.
Yeah.
Wait, who stole the princess?
Bowser.
No, that doesn't sound right. Okay, so now moving on to Cascade Kingdom. So yeah, capturing the chain jump is simple. Again, the first power moon here.
Yep. Basically just capture the chain chomp, break the rock, grab the moon, and then move on to the next kingdom the next part after you grab the moon. Man, this is gonna be a crazy time. Man, they're pretty close actually now. I'm gonna say maybe like 2 seconds away from each other, 3. So
I put it somewhere around 5 to 10 actually.
No,
especially with how much Kerbis is just falling on this bridge right now for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, it's iiPK, excuse me. Mixed up names.
They both are, yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so now we're gonna capture this T-Rex. I'm sure a bunch of us are familiar with T-Rex skip at this point. You know, just gotta capture the T-Rex, jump on this trampoline, and then go into the cutscene trigger for this boss.
Mm-hmm.
He got a really high jump there too, so that was very nice.
It was very clean, very nice.
Okay, so Kerbis about 1 hit ahead of iiPK right now.
Mm-hmm. Not bad, not bad. Kerbis does have to move over though, seeing as there was the wall in the way there.
Okay, Kerbis done with Madame Brutal. There's the name. And then there's iiPK done with it. Really not. I mean, the seconds that are happening, second differences that are happening right now. We got an hour-long run to go through. So this is still something that iiPK can make up.
Oh yeah, 100%. And we see here, Kerbis just finished up grabbing those triple bananas, as iiPK just finished them up as well. And they'll be taking those to the Odyssey, for the Odyssey to munch on, because who doesn't love bananas? Before grabbing the final moon and heading over to Sand Kingdom. And very well done by Kerbis so far.
Yeah, so given the times, the PBs by both these players, I'm expecting that they're probably going to do the most recent Sand Kingdom route. Which, I mean, it hasn't changed since this bracket started, I don't think. So, like, since this competition started, even. Other than whether or not they're going to do Sphinx Clip. Which, I don't know if anyone's done it. I didn't really pay fully attention to the round robin, but I doubt anyone really did it.
People have done it in the brackets. The first bracket match, I believe one person did do Sphinx Clip. So, we did see it already. But will it come back? I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say. And it's good to make that decision early, because if you're not going to do Sphinx Clip, there actually is a quicker route to do instead of doing the current route without Sphinx Clip. So that's one way for us to tell if they're going to do it or not, is simply by what route they decide to take.
Oh yeah, definitely. Bam, Kerbis here just entering Sand Kingdom, and he'll be grabbing the first couple of moons. Now, this kingdom has changed for routes throughout at least 2 months. There's been a lot of moons been added in, taken out, and then added back in again. Some have stayed throughout the entirety of the run. The bird moon has stayed throughout the entirety of the run. Saying as it is a very easy moon to get.
Yeah.
As well as the pipe moon, so.
I mean, also the movement between moons has also changed a bunch. Like, it used to be that instead of going straight through the town over the fountain like that, you'd jump on the umbrella and then jump from building to building. So it's even something as simple as that has changed.
Oh yeah.
Movement is a huge factor within the entire run.
Oh yeah. Now, the one moon that has got added or taken out was the moon behind, or the employees only moon, which was basically you went behind the counter and then you grab the moon there, and but instead now we go and we grab the moon pillar moon.
Yes, so. And that requires some bullet bill manipulation when you're getting other moons. So that you can capture a bullet bill right out of getting a moon. And, I mean, the reason why Employees Only was taken out is because you have to deal with 2 transition screens, and there's nothing you can do to speed that up. So, just gotta wait for it, and, messing up the icicle jump over here.
Dang.
Allowing iiPK to take the lead.
Dang. Just small little mistakes can really change the tides in races and in runs. And also on the dune as well.
Okay, and so here you can see that bullet bill manipulation that I'm talking about. They have the bullet bill following them as they went over that gap to get that moon. And so now they're getting that pillar moon that replaced Employees Only. And then I believe going over to the
luggage.
The luggage, the taxi cab area. Yeah.
Now, Kerbis did have 2 like mini chokes, I guess you can say. On the dune, he missed the ground pounds by 3 ground pounds, I believe, as well as.
This is iiPK going for a Sphinx Clip.
Dude.
Oh, so
Dang.
He kind of got it. He managed to get the clip, but he was angled incorrectly. So he would have been getting the moon that Kerbis just got by being inside the wall, but instead he got the angle wrong, so he just went into the loading zone instead, messing it up.
Then he won't be going for the second moon there. He will have to route another moon in. Obviously, there are a lot of backup moons that you can get, but which ones he will get is the question I'm going for. I'm going to think he's going to go for Note Moon instead, but I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to put IP.
Oh, so just getting 3 moons in the Oasis instead of 2. Yeah, that seems reasonable enough.
And that actually puts Kerbis back in first place here as well.
Yes, getting the Jaxie skip. So the way you can tell at this point, considering they are now on different routes, they used to be doing basically the same route, but now they're not. You can go by the moon counter in the top left corner of each of their screens, and you can see that Kerbis is 1 moon ahead. So there's an easy way to tell right now. Oh, iiPK taking a hit from the cactus when he came out of there.
Yeah. Now we get to see Mario with his thorn face, or with the prickles in his nose.
Yeah, but we don't get to see it much because we're just rolling instead. So we're not looking at the face.
Oh yeah. Also, we forgot to realize that Kerbis did actually grab the bird moon, but iiPK didn't. That's why it seemed that Kerbis was ahead, but it's just because iiPK went for late bird instead of early bird. So.
Yeah, so finishing up with the notes, both of them are, and Kerbis is just making his way over to the Odyssey.
Damn. Very nicely done in this kingdom by both these players.
Yeah, it was well done. iiPK, it was a bit unfortunate managing to actually get the clip on the first try, just not getting the angle correct, so it certainly tripped him up, had him have to change the route as we're watching it because of that.
Bam. And that's second kingdom done. Next kingdom we'll be moving on to is... No, it's Lake and then Wooded.
Yes, it is the Lake Kingdom.
I was gonna say Wooded, but
and now we got a timer now for iiPK, so that is helpful. Thank you to the moderators of this channel, the people who control speed gaming. They work very hard to make everything work smoothly.
It looks like Kerbis's is just slightly... Oh, as I said, that they did fix the timers. Just they're barely off, but they're very close, and you can barely tell.
Yet again, clutching it out by the moderators clutching this out. Okay, so Kerbis getting a quick way over that wall using a grounded Cappy bounce into a aerial one, and then capturing that zipper.
Mostly done. Bam.
Yeah, so
this kingdom is very straightforward for anybody who doesn't know. All the moons are basically in like order almost, and these are the easiest moons to get, and this is also, I believe, the fastest kingdom besides Cap Kingdom that requires moons, because of the fact that all the moons are in order and they're very close together, as well as that this kingdom actually hasn't really gone through any changes in route at all throughout these 2 months because of the fact that it's such straightforward. So.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing people moving into, talking in chat about different things. We got just to tell you, the brackets have just started. This is just the second match of the bracket. We're still in the first round, so it's hard to say where anyone will go, but this is a single elimination. So whatever happens here, the winner is moving on in the bracket. The loser will be eliminated from the bracket, will not be playing anymore in this tournament. So it is still definitely something to watch.
Yeah, Kerbis taking damage from the Brutal there. It won't cost him any more extra time, but it did cost him a tiny bit of time. Oh, sorry, it won't cost him time in the fact that he won't have to go through the healing animation because he's grabbing the triple banana there. But it does cost him time in the fact that he did bonk, so you have to go move a bit more forward, which does put iiPK a bit more closer to him. So
yeah, typically grabbing a normal moon while damaged will cause you to have a slight animation after grabbing the moon of you healing, which can cost up to 2 seconds if you're at 1 health. So you don't generally want to do that, but because the triple moon causes a giant cutscene and you teleport, it just does it without showing an animation. Okay, so both of them are still very close together in their times. Both of them about to leave Lake Kingdom pretty much at the same time, like maybe 10 seconds. I wouldn't even call it that, probably around 5.
Yeah.
And now moving on to Wooded Kingdom. This kingdom is another one that's pretty much stayed. It pretty much has not changed for a very long time.
Yeah. All the moons have stayed the same. There hasn't really been any moon change-outs. I think there's been potentially like 1 or 2. I don't remember exactly. But there have been just movement changes. That's the only thing that's really changed in this kingdom at all, was just movements and stuff. It's very basic.
Yeah. As a kingdom starts to have its own, like, the optimized moon route, people then try to figure out the optimized movement between moons, so that they can actually just continue to do that. So you can see here iiPK getting the moon from the bunny, but not collecting it until after he cracks this rock.
Mm-hmm. He did try to hit the bunny with the rock to get both moons at once, but he was just chasing the bunny around and it wasn't working too well for him.
Yeah, so this is also one of the first of 2 moons that we will be buying. iiPK does not have to worry because he did get the Sphinx moon in Sand Kingdom, which has a lot of coins. But Kerbis, you can already see, he's only at 24 coins right now, so he's probably gonna do the he probably is gonna do the route where he goes to Seaside Kingdom first instead of going straight to Snow Kingdom.
Unless if he gets 100 coins before then, he might. I'm not exactly sure because there is Lost Kingdom still to go through. Cloud Kingdom doesn't give you any, but yeah.
Yeah, Snow Kingdom being the other kingdom where we purchase a moon. So putting a kingdom in front of that to give yourself time to collect more moons, especially coins, excuse me, especially since Seaside Kingdom has a lot of sections where we're just going to run into coins. It's the best option typically if you are looking to farm gold.
100%. And now, before the race actually started, Kerbis was practicing doing this flooded pipe right here. Now, I'm not sure. I don't think he might be able to get... No, he won't be able to. He's practicing the fast flooded pipe right here, but it doesn't look like he'll be able to get it, sadly enough. Now, on the other hand, I'm not sure. iiPK might go for it. Let's see what happens, though.
Well, he already got the cycles in a good spot by getting that first moon very quickly. And... Oh,
ooh. Almost.
Yeah, those damn fuzzies always getting in the way.
You have to be frame perfect with those almost.
Typically, the safer method is actually to just damage through those damage boost through the vertically moving ones, and then be able to just move through those fuzzies instead of having to worry about getting a frame perfect move.
I believe it does save only like a few more seconds or so. I think it saves like 4 more seconds than just waiting, I believe. I'm not exactly 100% sure though.
Yes, but considering how close they are currently, although every second matters right now. iiPK able to kill that piranha plant. Can't talk. Piranha plant without letting it capture Cappy. So eat Cappy.
Very well done.
Yeah. That is a tight jump to actually get typically. And iiPK rolling off the slant over there.
Very well done. That is a new thing also in the route too that people do.
Yeah, it looks like Kerbis is trying to go for P-switchless over here. So getting this triple jump off of the fence and messing it up, so he's just gonna do the P-switch instead. But that'll taking that much time, but iiPK is gonna go for it as well. I think he just nailed it.
He did. Because you have to hit that corner there in order to be able to get the best height and to be able to actually make it, I believe. Ooh, Kerbis actually dying here.
Yeah.
Taking a death.
Luckily, we're dying at least past the P-switch, because at that point, at least you were not going to fall into the deep woods. But it's still just not something you want to do, obviously. You do not want to die when you're this close together right now.
Yeah, which does put iiPK in the lead now. Lead change field this time, guys. No fakesies.
When the moderator says it, you know it is true.
Yeah.
Okay, so so we got the iiPK getting that trick there with the uproot. Well done there. Just from the way you control the uproot, you're able to not have to extend a second time on the top platform. You can just jump into the moon from the one below it. And now moving on to Spewart, the worst name of all the Brutals.
And the easiest Brutal to kill too, so it's nice. Weird name, weird guy, but the easiest guy to kill for us, which is nice. He's a very basic. He tries to spit poison at you. You hit his hat off, hit him in the head, and then basically just repeat the cycle over and over, as well as hit his hat when he charges towards you. Bam. Next, blue triple bananas. Also, if any of you guys were here from the last time I did this commentary, you know that we did a few weird things with the moons and debating on certain things because A, they're not the right color of a banana, and B, what fruit would they go with to become said color? Now, if you want to go and get in that, go and watch that discussion. I can't talk or speak that word right now. Go watch the past VOD of that, and you can see that because it was a great time.
Okay.
Anyways,
so,
moving on.
Yeah, moving on. There, I was counting while you were talking there, just to figure out what the difference was. We got 2055 for that, where it swipes to black from getting that triple moon, for iiPK, and 2122 for Kerbis, around that. So we got a difference of almost 30 seconds between the two now. And so now we're going to be moving into the first boss fight against Bowser. So this is some tight cappy control and being able to do this correctly. iiPK taking a risky strat. Usually you take the, if I recall correctly, you trigger that first platform and then do that jump that he did at the first, but he decided to reverse it. So iiPK already getting the first phase of Bowser down, as Kerbis is just starting to get into Cloud Kingdom, which is the name of this place.
So far, very well done by iiPK. He is going for the very, very quick cycle, where basically you go up to Bowser, you take damage from his hat, and then you basically jump up as soon as he's gonna throw his hat up, and then you grab his hat right away, as you can see right there, which is the quickest and fastest way to kill Bowser. It is a little bit tricky to get if you're not used to it, but Siri, what the heck?
Siri wants to join the commentator.
Siri, you can't join, alright?
Okay, iiPK just finishing up Bowser here at Cloud Kingdom, as Kerbis, I believe, is going into his last hit here. Messing up capturing that, got hit by the hats as they were spawning, so that's a bit unfortunate. But we got some tight movement that iiPK has to do in Lost Kingdom. So definitely some time for Kerbis to catch up, except for the fact that iiPK just nailed that triple jump.
By very well done. Now, that jump was a bit weird for some people because before you'd basically do a triple jump off the tree.
Yeah, I still haven't called it a triple jump. I've been gone for a bit, sorry.
It's all good. But basically you do the triple jump off the tree and then land on the highest platform, but the new route has made it so you don't have to go for the highest platform, but Kerbis is still going to go for the highest platform. But basically a lot of runners aim now for the small platform, seeing as it is less risky and there's much less risk of bonking, so...
iiPK having some trouble with this moon on the tree. It is a bit of a higher jump to get. Typically you just will do a ground pound jump from the spinning platform before and then dive over to it.
Now, this bird causes a lot of troubles for lots of people sometimes, because I've seen some runners before go for the bird, or like dive towards the bird with their hat, and then they accidentally throw the bird at or their hat at the bird, and the bird. Man, I'm mixing up hat and bird so much right now in my head.
It's okay.
The bird, but the bird grabs the hat instead of you actually bouncing off it, which then costs the runner more time, and it just really sucks all in all. It's like iiPK is actually going for the cage route. So there's 2 routes basically that you can do at the end. You can either go for the cage moon, or you can go for the cage rock moon, which just requires a ground pound.
Ooh. So I think iiPK was trying to go for the deathless route as well there. Amidst the cap jump, so I mean, it's still fine. He was trying to save a couple seconds by being able to do it deathless, but it's fine because you just get teleported back. Here you can see Kerbis doing that method instead.
Very well done.
And now we're done with Lost Kingdom. A very optimized kingdom at this point. Just grab your 10 moons and get out.
It's a fairly fast kingdom, but definitely not the easiest.
No, because it is so optimized, it becomes very important that you don't mess anything up.
Oh yeah. And now we're moving on to Dark Metro, a totally fan favorite of everybody.
Absolutely. So yeah. The reason why we're talking about it like that is because there are a lot of opportunities for you to die here, because we continuously play around with the bottomless pits that exist in Metro.
Like 4, maybe. I know there's at least 2 or 3.
Yeah, so nailing that jump, if you could bonk on that pillar and fall down and go into the bottomless pit, or just lose a few seconds if you manage to stay up there. And then this jump here, yet again, if you failed this, you're going to go down to the bottom of the building. It's just a bunch of different bad times if you mess up.
Oh yeah. Not the funnest of times, but not the worst either. Honestly,
yeah,
say it.
Yeah, chat was saying that they did take slightly safer routes, which honestly I don't blame them for doing in this situation.
Yeah, because it is a run situation. They're not going for world records, so.
But now we got the jump across the way here for iiPK. Most people have said that this jump is pretty much it is no longer that difficult, but it can still trip people up, especially when you're under this much pressure.
Yeah, also for new runners as well, it can be a little hard, seeing as the camera does switch around. For some people, it is a little bit disorientating and weird, but yeah.
Kerbis going for it now. It looks to be good.
Bam.
Yep. And moving on to Mecha Brutal for iiPK, we're going to be looking to get a 2-cycle here. If he misses it, it costs a good amount of time, so you do not want to get a 3-cycle.
Yeah. It's the Wiggler, not a Brutal. You said Mecha Brutal.
Mecha Wiggler. Thanks for catching that. Mecha Brutal's not for a few more worlds.
Yep.
Kingdoms.
New route change. We now fight Mecha Brutal in Dark Metro and Wiggler in Bowser.
Absolutely funny.
That's how this is gonna work now. Bam.
And now I get to see it unravel in chat as everyone realizes it before you did. So fun times. Okay, so here we are at the end of the 2nd cycle. So let's see if iiPK can get it, and it looks like he was able to get it. So
nicely done.
And that puts the pressure on Kerbis, making sure, because if he does not get these 2 cycles here at this point, which I believe he's at already, is he there or no? Am I dumb?
Yeah, he is at the Mecha Brutal. Or I called it a Brutal.
I'm messing you up.
You're messing me up, man. You can't do this, bro.
Okay, well, they both got
Wiggler.
2 cycle. Yeah, so they both got 2 cycle on the Mecha Wiggler, so that is not going to become too much of a factor. But the difference between these players is still short. It's still something that you got to keep looking at. I'd say it's about 10 seconds right now at this point. I'll double check that. I did take a mental note of when that black wipe happened.
Mm-hmm. Now, here you can do a really cool little trick thing with Cappy, where you basically just grab the thing right after you get the moon and just go on your way there. Now, ooh, scooter skip's gonna happen actually.
Yeah, so iiPK, yeah, so that that clip is very tight. Able to get it. Took a bit of a chance there, so basically we're just clipping into it with the motion controls of the scooter, allowing us to lean a bit further than the game realizes we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Kerbis not going for the clip. And I don't know what it is now, but the difference for the wipe just before they got control of Mario for this day sequence of Metro, they were about 20 seconds between each other, a bit less than that.
Mm-hmm. So not too far apart, but yet it can still make a big difference. And the tides can always turn, as we saw, because the tides turn like 6 times already, or so. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah.
Yeah, both of them getting bench friends. And now we're at the top of Town Hall for iiPK. Getting the dumpster one. Dumpster moon.
Mm-hmm. Bam. First time teleporting. This is the only time you actually teleport in the run, unless if you're using a different route in sand as well, because you some routes do teleport. Like I know the world record route, I believe, teleports back to the Odyssey in sand. I'm not exactly 100% sure on that. So
when you get your last moon in Oasis, I believe if you get the Sphinx clip and then you do everything correctly, it's quicker to teleport to the Odyssey from Oasis than to walk to it. Even though you're actually really close to the Odyssey at that point.
100% see that. Now, there is that stack of coins back there that you can see. I wonder if Kerbis is going to go for that stack of coins or not, seeing as he is in a race situation and you will need the coins, but I'm not exactly sure, because I know those coins do give you... I'm not exactly sure how many coins they give you. Isn't there like 15 or so? Nah.
Probably give him a good amount, close enough. He is dodging it, though. He is at 70 coins of the 100 that he will need for Snow Kingdom when he gets there.
And yeah, Mystical, thanks for saying that again. You do actually teleport at the end of Snow as well. So there's the only 2 times you teleport. It is during the middle of Metro and at the end of Snow. So yeah, mid-level teleports, yeah. There's only 1 mid-level teleport and then 2 end-level teleports. So
yeah.
Very clean movement so far by both these in this kingdom.
Okay, and so now iiPK is getting his final 3 moons, the all-important meme-worthy moon.
It's going to be coming up here in a few moments, yes.
I immediately cut myself off with my push to talk, just because I didn't want to rage any of the audience members during that moment.
Oh yeah. I'll probably mute my microphone as well, just as no disturbance, so everyone can hear it loud and clear.
Yes.
I believe it's on iiPK's sound, but I can't hear it.
Yeah,
right
the audio is not working for the replay, but it doesn't matter too much to me.
Okay, I'm gonna mute my mic here for this, even though you can't hear it, maybe. There we go. The OTEP moon. Number 1.
Yep.
And Yao as well, yeah.
All important OTEP and Yao.
There we go. Beautiful.
And with that, we have ended Metro Kingdom. So that is, and those OTEP moons looks very close together. So that actually means that Kerbis probably made up a good amount of that time while we were here in Metro.
So the audio is on iiPK. So definitely. So there is like a whole bunch of teleports back to the Odyssey. There is the teleport in Sand, Seaside, Snow, and Metro to teleport back to the Odyssey. But besides that, there's not really teleport back to the Odysseys after that, I don't believe.
Okay, yeah, I just refreshed the commentary viewer, and I do have sound now, so if you want to do that.
I don't.
They're at a good point.
Yeah. I don't, seeing as I have my headset plugged into my actual microphone because I can't hear you if I have it plugged into my computer for some weird reason.
Yeah, that's just our own technical difficulties then,
Yep.
not the fault of speed gaming. But moving on to Snow Kingdom for iiPK, I'm probably going to see Kerbis going towards Seaside if he didn't already select it. I believe he did. Yes, he did. So yeah, we're seeing them at two completely different kingdoms. They do get the same amount of moons while at these two different kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of try to say which one's ahead by based on how many moons they have at a certain time. But until we get out of these two kingdoms, it's going to be kind of hard to say.
Yep. They're going to meet up in Luncheon. I said it right this time. They're going to meet up in Luncheon after this, I believe. Yeah. No? Yeah, it's Luncheon, then Ruin, then... Okay, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, for both of them, it's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be Seaside Snow for Kerbis, and then Snow Seaside for iiPK, and then we move on to Luncheon.
Mm-hmm.
So here we see iiPK purchasing that moon that I've been talking about for a bit now.
Yep. Which is the one that Kerbis couldn't get, so he had to go to Seaside first here. Getting that cave moon fairly well. Now the cave that Kerbis just went in, you're actually supposed to take a Gushing in that cave, but we don't because we're like, hey, Gushing, we didn't really need you. So.
Yeah, it takes too much time to capture. Let's just jump up there instead.
Mm-hmm. Bam. Stay hiding by the Gushing because it just died. Bam. iiPK and in the first room here in Snow. Not bad, not bad.
Oh, iiPK dying in the... forgetting the names of these things. I knew these names.
The blow dudes.
No, I don't want to embarrass myself. I'm not calling them that.
The wind clouds, I'll call them. Sure. I don't know.
I knew the name. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember it right now. I'm not going to say any name that is wrong, so don't even try to make me say the wrong name. We have just passed by Kerbis getting all those coins inside the cave, and that is the reason why you can go to Seaside before Snow. If you're really that low on coins, there's a bunch of coins that we just happen to run into within the Seaside route.
Yep. Man, chat's great.
Don't even acknowledge it. Oh, taking a hit before capturing that Goomba.
Dang.
So that's gonna cost him a bit under 2 seconds because of when he gets this moon over here. Very hard to tell what the difference is right now because they are on two separate kingdoms. Although Kerbis did just finish up Seaside, so that could be a good indication.
Mm-hmm. Seaside is a bit faster than Snow, seeing as they're all in sweet succession as well, or like in order, I guess.
Yes, I do believe you're right about Seaside being quicker than Snow. So the fact that Kerbis is done with Seaside does not indicate too much. We gotta wait until Kerbis is done with Snow Kingdom to really tell us that he is in the lead. If he gets to Snow Kingdom and iiPK is not out of Seaside, then that's how we'll know.
Definitely. Kerbis entering Snow here. Not bad, not bad.
Taking a small bonk, but actually was not a huge deal because he was on his way up with that tornado.
Now everybody say hi and bye to Captain Toad for the last time. I think this will be the last time you'll see him.
What do you mean see him? Oh, there you go. There I see him.
Yeah. You have to refresh your stream. Or like
I'm talking about how he's always covered by the snow.
Oh, yeah. Fair. Then iiPK heading over to Seaside, and they'll be joining up right after in Luncheon to see who is ahead. I'm not exactly sure at this point, seeing as this is very confusing.
From what I can tell, this seems really close. He's only just getting, just going to purchase his moon in Snow Kingdom, which I believe is just the 3rd moon.
Yep.
They're blending in, and so he's got.
Tis.
So we got 7 moons for Kerbis to get, and 10 moons for iiPK. And as we've said, Seaside's 10 moons are quicker. So they should be really close to each other right now, and we'll be able to tell once they finish getting all the moons in the kingdoms that they are in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, messing up that jump.
Yeah, that'll cost them. That'll cost them some time there. Bam. Kerbis getting that moon all these moons fairly fast here, so not bad, not bad.
Kerbis seeming to be doing a lot better in this section.
Didn't take a death, so that's already...
Yes, that definitely shows a good amount of control within this, or room, rather.
Kerbis, I'm taking out of the... I was going to call him Gushin, that's not a Gushin.
Those are Gushins. You got that name right. I know that for a fact.
Those guys are Gushins. I almost called the Cloud dudes Gushins though.
They are not. I am about to like open my Switch and look up the name of those things.
Hold up.
If you think I'm joking. Okay, so yeah, there's iiPK getting that moon that I was talking about that has all those coins right near it. And Kerbis getting the Goomba moon in the area. It is Taifu. Thank you, Cyclone, for finally finding it for me. The moment someone said it, I knew I would remember it. But yeah, like I knew it would be correct.
It is Taifu.
Oh, Mythical's not having it. He does not care. It is not called Taifu.
Mythical is like, the name is Blowy Joey, get it right. Jeez.
Some savagery coming out from the moderators.
Savage. It actually looks like iiPK is in the lead here, seeing as he's grabbing the last moon and be heading off before Kerbis, so...
Not by much, because Kerbis is going for his last moon in Snow Kingdom right now.
Yeah, just barely. Barely.
So that indicates that we are very close together right now as we move on to Luncheon Kingdom.
Very close here in this kingdom, folks. Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, I'm already seeing some people rooting for each other. Who do we have in chat? Who are you rooting for on these sides? We got the Kerbis with the 108 and the iiPK with the 109. So they are close, and they're close. They're very close in times right now.
Oh
so.
yeah. Oh wow, they are super close.
Is that an emote from Kerbis? I don't even know that one. Oh, someone's cheering for you, Bunny.
Hey, somebody is. Go, Mr. Buddy. Thanks, bro. The one I put in was from Raise Fire. It's like, I see you, bruh. It's like I'm watching all y'all in chat.
Okay,
Don't you think that we can't see you? We can see you. We know what you're saying, bruh.
So does the moderator. Watch what you say.
Oh yeah, Rich. Don't tell him about the salt. The salt's a secret.
Well, there's a whole bunch of salt that we're dealing with right now. Talk about that segue. So Yeah, so Kerbis moving up. Both of them being able to get on top of that wall. iiPK bonking as he's coming up to try to get to this Brutal. And now we can really see that they are seconds apart from each other.
Wow, yeah.
And we only have like 3 kingdoms left, so...
Yeah. Anything can happen in these last kingdoms. Anything can happen. Oh, wow, yeah, because iiPK just finished and Kerbis is on his last cycle here, so they are super close. Ooh.
Yeah, and thank you for tuning into this over AGDQ. I'm sure people are watching this and that at the same time. We can't, unfortunately, but I'm sure they're having an exciting time over there. I'm having fun.
Oh yeah, same here. Bam. They are. I'm gonna want to say like maybe max 10 seconds apart from each other.
Okay, and Bunny, I'm very sure you are not in chat right now. What is going on? Why is there someone trying to stealthily think they are you in chat right now?
I don't know. Who is this one with the extra toot in the name? Totally not me.
Definitely not you. Oh.
Definitely not. No.
I don't think it is. Is it actually you? Don't lie to me. Oh,
no, it's actually me.
Okay.
You're like, who is this impersonator? No, it's just me.
I just wasn't sure. I like looked up and down because I have the chat on my phone by like, so it's actually not on the same screen. So I'm just like looking down, seeing. Wait, that one has an extra 2. Is that him?
Yeah.
So anyway, we're gonna be iiPK capturing the wrong turnip out of the ground.
That's
gets
fun.
A good throw into the pot.
Jeez, man, this has been so close the entire race. It's like on edge. You don't know. So far, iiPK is ahead, but that could change at any moment in time. Jeez.
I'm amazed at how close they are this far. Oh, okay, iiPK bonking at the edge of the salt pile aisle.
Dang, that'll cost him, folks.
Yep, that'll cost him. And are we going to go into forks or the lava bubble room? This is all going to be determined in the next few seconds here. And it looks like
portable.
Oh wow, we can see the split. We got a Kerbis going towards the lava bubble room and iiPK doing forks right now.
Yep. No, there's really no difference between the portable room and the forks room, besides the fact that there are just a few movements that are precise in the fork room now, as not the other one. Also, it looks like Kerbis is gonna go for the non-skip way. He's having trouble with the pan bro. The pan bro's not working for him there. But yeah, legit, the rooms are the same for time. Just depends on which one you're more comfortable with.
Yeah, so there is a new way to clip inside where that moon is that Kerbis just picked up by using some manipulation with the pan bro and your own character. Maybe iiPK will go for it, considering I don't think he actually is behind right now necessarily.
Yeah.
Because there is still the difference of 1 moon. Well, actually not 1 moon. They're actually at the same amount of moons, I believe. Roughly.
Yeah. It looks like the RNG gods were on iiPK's side here. He got that super fast.
Yeah. Kerbis about to go into his hat room, being the lava bubble room in a bit, so that will that'll bring them back into the same route after that point.
I believe Kerbis or iiPK is still ahead though.
Yeah, and you can see why there's still a lot of mainly personal preference between whether or not you do the room that Kerbis is doing right now, because there's a lot of tight movement, and you got to make sure that you do not die.
Jeez, man.
You can see they just got the same. They just both are now at 14 moons in their inventory at the same time, so they are pretty much neck and neck.
Almost, yeah. Kerbis is going for the moon that iiPK just grabbed, which means that iiPK is in the lead here.
Yes.
So.
And so while everyone says that their favorite moon is OTEP, my favorite moon is the one where you become a giant slab of meat. So...
the triple light blue, teal, whatever color that is, moon. I call it light blue, just because it
As I always say, if you ever find yourself becoming a giant slab of meat, you can just remember to press B to shake, and you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Also, a thing I like to ask around this time in the run, usually before, at the start of this kingdom, but I'm asking it now at the end of it, what's everybody's favorite moon color? I want to see it in the chat. What is everybody's favorite moon color? Mine is the ones in Luncheon Kingdom. What is yours, Troy?
I'd probably have to go with the Seaside Kingdom ones. They're a nice color, and they fit the mood of the kingdom as well.
Fair enough.
It's a very chill color. It makes you feel relaxed when you look at it,
so
which is kind of the essence of Seaside Kingdom.
So, ooh, Bayleaf's in chat, everybody. We got Bayleaf up in here. But yeah, so we got some Sky Blue, which is Luncheon. We got 2 Luncheon. We got Lost Kingdom Yellow, Green, Purple, some Wooded and Seaside. Wasteland. I don't even know how to say her name. Chose all. You have to choose one, man.
So now moving on to Ruin Kingdom, we have taken a giant contrast in the aesthetic here as we move on to fighting a dragon. And I'm not talking Paper Mario level of dragons here. We're talking a legit Dark Souls level dragon.
Yep.
Although the fight itself is not at Dark Souls level.
The first time everybody played through this, nobody was expecting this at all. It's like, oh, hey, look at that. We're going to be heading over to the next kingdom. Bowser's kingdom's going to be all fun. All of a sudden, oh, hey, Bowser, look, guess what? I found a dragon. It's like, Bowser,
where'd you get a dragon?
Where do you find these things, man?
and like, how am I? Like, you just, how am I supposed to win? Like, you just like are looking at this like I see a dragon appear, and my jaw just hit the floor during this. I'm not even joking.
It was like, bro, what the heck, man?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like Bowser finds the dumb thing, weird. Nobody else will find. It's like, oh look, I found the dragon. Now I found a giant octopus. And I found a lot of other things. Like I found a giant bird who's apparently stupid and loves cooking. So that's great. Like Bowser, I don't even know how Bowser gets his ideas for all this stuff, or like how he even hires these people to get on his side. Like, I don't know.
And we're continuously behind. If you look at the lore, if you look at the plot of this game, like we go in Sand Kingdom. If you go by our speedrun route, we go to Sand Kingdom, we don't even try to stop him from taking the ring. He just takes it and we leave before even trying to fight for the brutal that took the ring.
Also, iiPK here couldn't go for Fast Cycle, seeing as he did not have enough hearts there. So, rip iiPK's Fast Cycle, which does give Kerbis the opportunity to catch up by like 2 seconds or so.
Yes, the quickest way is actually to take damage while jumping onto the dragon. But because he was at 1 heart, yeah, he was not able to take that damage boost.
So Luna says he got it from the pet store. I don't think you can buy a dragon in the pet store, Luna. I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah.
Jeez. Man, they're super close now. Like, damn.
So from here, we're iiPK playing around with the camera. That is one of the things that you're able to do while looking at some of these cutscenes. Just shake the camera just a little bit by a few degrees.
Alright, so they are currently 12 seconds apart by what I calculated out.
Okay, thank you for doing that.
Yep.
So, and now we're going to be moving into Bowser's Kingdom. Which probably, in terms of just artistic appeal, is a very pretty map. Aside from the fact that it's a bunch of Japanese references, and to any weeb, which I'm sure there are a lot with the Nintendo, being that this is a Nintendo game from Japan. We got a ton of weebs in this chat, I'm sure. So seeing all these Japanese references makes any one of us squeak.
It's like, oh look, it's Japanese stuff. That's great. What's this you say? There's a bird that we use to shove a beak into walls and holes to get moons and stuff. Well, that's great.
Oh yeah, so yeah, iiPK taking the route where he is gonna have to shove his bird's nose into places where it does not belong.
Yep.
I'm not sure if Kerbis is gonna go for it. It looks like, yeah, so he's gonna hover the cap above the bird and then have it home up to the bird to recapture it, allowing him to not have to do that moon that I was talking about. It's actually a very slow moon to get, so typically anything that we found, anything that the routers find that is able to make that not needed, we immediately take.
Man, they are so close. This is actually like really intense right now. Like, this is the closest match I've seen so far out of the entirety of this like actual tournament, I feel.
I'm pretty sure I've seen closer, but because it is a single elimination situation here, we're not dealing with a round robin, it feels like it is that much more important.
iiPK missing the first moon shard and hitting that spiny, that does give Kerbis even more time to catch up now. Dang. Man, this is so close, bro.
I feel that, bro.
Jeez. Do you even know the way?
Whoa, okay, getting extremely dank with our memes over here.
The memes are gonna come out now in Bowser Kingdom.
Apparently.
Jeez, oh man. This kingdom is great though, honestly.
Yes, it's just a very pretty map. Like I said, even if you didn't care about all the Japanese references, it is just a very nice map to look at. So now we're going to be moving on to the, I believe we are moving on to the, well, after you get this moon on top of the roof, the 2 brutal boss fights.
Yep. Man. Yeah, so I wonder which one they're going to fight first, because there is Harriet and the second topper fight that we're going to see here. It looks like iiPK is going to be going for Harriet first, and Kerbis, we will see in a few seconds what he's going to go for first. I'm not exactly sure. 16 seconds ahead. iiPK is getting further ahead by 4 seconds there.
Yes, the only time that we see Harriet. So Kerbis deciding to do Topper before Harriet, iiPK doing Harriet first. Doesn't really matter which order you do them, it is personal preference. And we'll be able to figure out who's ahead by the end of these 2 brutals, of course.
And remember that Kerbis did get the 1 moon at the start, and iiPK did not get the Pokyo moon in the wall. So I believe iiPK is going to be going for the corridor moon, as somebody said in the chat. So,
I'm not even aware of this route. What's going on right now?
This is a newer route that happened. I don't even know how long ago, but yeah, things happen. Now, the only difference that could bring Kerbis back is the fact that A, iiPK has to get into the moon, and B, iiPK could mess up Hat Cycle, which he didn't actually, so that's great. Which means that they're still on basically the same pace.
Yeah, I would consider Topper to be a significantly harder boss of these 2 brutals right here.
iiPK grabbing that moon. Very well done. Alright, so 5904 is when iiPK faded to black. Now let's see how far apart they are now after these 2 brutal fights. Man, I'm just going to keep counting time because this is ridiculously close.
You do that while I just watch it.
So far, 10 seconds. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah, just like a regular viewer now. So we got this triple jump that iiPK has to do. getting that last jump on the fence makes it a lot easier that he doesn't have to deal with that. And there's okay, so that's
22 seconds apart.
So now me seeing that route, that is something that I was remotely familiar with, but I didn't realize that it actually had become into use. Now and now having to deal with the weird camera angle that puts you in after getting that moon.
Yeah, it's like 22 seconds, 25 seconds. I don't like somewhere around there. That's what I counted because they left because iiPK faded to black at 59:04, and Kerbis faded out at 59:28.
And that can be made up very easily at the Mecha Brutal fight that we're about to go into.
Oh yeah, easily.
This takes some very precise movement and being able to get that bonk there, which does not seem like it should be something you get, but yes, we actually go for bonks. Oh, that'll cost him.
And that will too. Oh man, Kerbis could bring. Oh man.
Oh my god, now down to 1 health. He might actually just die here. This is...
Oh no.
iiPK taking a death.
Oh no.
That'll cost him.
Dude, iiPK refusing to get the bird. And that puts Kerbis in the lead right now. iiPK is like, nah man, I'm going for birdless. I got this. Like, oh man. Being stubborn can really hurt you. Oh man.
Yeah, so going for birdless here, you're just trying to get up on top of the Mecha Brutal without needing a bird, which does save time, provided you do not mess it up.
The only way that iiPK could bring this back is if Kerbis falls off, but I honestly doubt that'll happen. Yeah.
Even messing up and falling off, having to get back on top of this Mecha Brutal would not cost enough time, but Kerbis now going on to this last Brutal. And so that is the end of Mecha Brutal for Kerbis. I
think iiPK is too low. Oh no,
he's there, he's fine. You get launched back twice, so even if you seem to be too low on that first time, you're fine. You should be fine because the second time you get launched back.
Yeah, man. iiPK did bring it back with the faster killing of the top Brutal, seeing as Kerbis did miss it about 4 times. But oh man, the tides have turned in the last, I want to say, probably 10-ish minutes.
Yes, and in a time when there is
less.
Yeah, that was one of the last times that the differences really could be made up. And it allowed Kerbis to take the lead. iiPK was in the lead before that Mecha Brutal fight. Keep that in mind.
I'm gonna look at time again, see how far apart they are. 12 seconds or so since Bullshack. I'll see this too, just to analyze it here.
So while he's calculating that, I'm gonna actually ask the opinion that I'm sure people are wondering about the new Nintendo Direct that we all saw today. How's everyone feeling about that? The new DLC that we'll be getting soon. That new Luigi multiplayer game that's gonna look pretty cool, and of course 3 new outfits. That's gonna change up the 100% route a bit.
That's gonna make it a lot stupider.
Well, I'm sure it will.
Yeah, I'm watching now to see the time.
Cyclone, it's a bit too late. I won't say anything about any other games, but those are all that's happening to Super Mario Odyssey. And now we just switched audio between Kerbis and iiPK, so...
13 seconds apart.
13-second difference.
Something that could really change this is Moonskip. That could change this entirely. Or if somebody chokes on Bowser or anything in the 2D section or anything. I'm just, oh my goodness, man.
Yes, but it's sections that have been practiced a lot more, so I feel like because of them being such a difficult thing. Of course, Mecha Brutal is practiced a lot too, but I feel like it's a lot easier to mess up Mecha Brutal than it is any of the other skips that we do from this point on.
Oh yeah. iiPK going for a triple jump strategy. I haven't seen that. I've just seen rolling before. Anyways. Alright, Kerbis here going for moonskip. Let's see if he gets this. First try. If he does, it'll mean he's in good shape. If he doesn't... Ooh, he didn't get it first try. iiPK could bring this back. iiPK could bring this back, everybody.
Yeah, so you can see iiPK now moving into his first try of moonskip.
Okay, let's see if he does. If he does it first try, he'll be right behind Kerbis here. Oh, he messed it up. No. Yo, this is so
he had a chance.
He had it. He slid down on the wall, and he also threw his hat the second time. You're not supposed to do that, my guy. And of course, second try gets it for both of them.
Yeah, well, now we still got the final boss fight here against Bowser, so there is time for this to be made up. It is basically the same tricks that we saw in the first fight, with some more attacks that will happen between phases.
And Kerbis does have advantage as well, as Mythica pointed out, because he didn't choke at all, as where iiPK did, so he's still probably feeling that a bit as well.
So Kerbis just ending out phase 1 there as he's moving on to the second hit. iiPK finishing out the first hit.
It's intense. It's very intense. Anything could happen. It'll last like 3 minutes.
and it's a very this is still very important to both of them. I'm sure both of them are stressing out about this. This is, if they mess up, remember they are out of the bracket.
Oh yeah. It looks like iiPK actually went for the fast hat there. Oh no! He forgot about the second tail spin.
So now he has to deal with this jumping around that Bowser's gonna do to him.
If he takes 1 damage, he's dead. And that's probably game over unless the Kerbis dies on 2D skip. Which I honestly doubt is gonna happen. So he has to just been perfected so many times. Bayleaf, I followed in your path, alright? I said it twice. I'm gonna jinx the 2D. I'm gonna jinx it. I'm gonna jinx it for all your Kirby fans. Probably not. Oh no! Wait. Oh no, did he? Or no? Oh no, he didn't. Maybe no. Wait. Okay, no, he didn't. I thought iiPK died. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, no death, but it's still very different. He's still at a point where it is very costly. Kerbis this is his lead to lose at this point. He has to not make any mistakes.
He might go for 2D skip, and if he does, he'll be taking the risk. But I don't know.
Players really aren't. From what I can tell, players are not aware of each other's position right now. So he could have gone for that 2D skip for all we know, but I guess just to be safe.
Definitely. Kerbis did mess up the triple jump, and he didn't go for 2D skips, so, and iiPK did get the triple jump, and if he goes for 2D skip, he might be able to save a few more seconds, but I honestly doubt that'll change anything at this point. I think it's safe to say Kerbis is going to win unless if he falls down a hole or something ridiculous happens, but...
Yes, and as we go into this final sequence, I do want to hear... Oh, iiPK getting a death! But I do want to see those sour pleases in the chat.
Sours, no. iiPK rip. Yep, that is a definite lead. That is a definite win for Kerbis, I guess. Oh man. Oh.
And with that death, now I was gonna say before that he maybe be able to get the hollow victory of getting a PB because he was that close.
Yeah.
But that death, that is not even going to be able to get that.
Yeah, he was right there. And he was like, yeah, I'm gonna try, but nah, he didn't get it.
He did need to try for the 2D skip. He was aware of that, and he's gonna go for it again.
He gets it.
Getting it on the second try. But it's not even gonna matter at this point, unfortunately.
Seeing as Kerbis does just finish up right now. Oh man.
That is time for Kerbis getting a 109.18, which I believe is actually iiPK's PB.
For iiPK?
Yeah, I know.
Wait,
hold up. I think Kerbis just got the time that iiPK has on the leaderboard. But that doesn't really matter
That'd be
too
so
much.
funny. Hold up.
It's a 109.17 on the leaderboard. So yeah, it's
1 second off. Wow.
yeah.
Jeez, that is ridiculous.
And now moving on to iiPKs, we're getting an encore of this beautiful song.
Bam. I'm gonna see if Kerbis wants to get an interview here. Just to see. But yeah, GG's to both these runners. Great run, yeah. Very
yeah, despite the ending, it was still a very close race between the two of them. They were both trading the leads position within this race, so very fun to watch.
Definitely. If I were to calculate about if iiPK didn't die, because dying on 2D skip cost about a minute, what everybody says, so he would be maybe only like 15 to 20 seconds off of Kerbis if he didn't die on 2D skip.
And it looks like Kerbis is ready to do an interview, so I'll drag him in here if you are ready for this.
Yeah, I am too.
Kerbis, how you doing?
Hey guys.
Hey, GG on the run.
Dude, I was sweating that whole
You guys
race.
were neck and neck the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, were you actually watching the stream or just
Well, I was like listening and I have the stream up on the side, so I was peeking over when I had downtime to see where he was at. But yeah, that was really close. That was like one of the closest races probably of the entire tournament.
It was a very a lot of the time you were trading the lead, I think at least 4 or 5 times within that run.
Yeah, and actually
within that race,
I finished just over a minute behind my PB, and I actually lost almost an entire minute in Wooded Kingdom alone. So outside of Wooded, I actually had a pretty solid run overall.
Yeah, iiPK died on the Mecha Brutal, and he also died on the what's it called? Oh yeah, 2D skip. So
yeah, I saw the Mecha Brutal death, and I was like, I think that's what put me ahead, right?
Yeah, that was what made you take the lead, and you kept it until the end.
Yeah, I thought I was done for. I thought I was gonna lose, but yeah, that was scary for sure.
And iiPK is here actually for an interview too. Good race, iiPK.
Thanks.
Yeah, we were all like rooting back and forth for Kerbis and you. We weren't sure who really to go for. We had the Kerbis fans in the chat. We also had some iiPK people as well. But it was so close the entire time. We were all on like the edge of our seats. So definitely a really good race.
Messing up that mech was horrible.
Dude, you must have been on pretty solid PB pace before that.
He was on solid PB pace up until the last death that he had in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say this. I know this is gonna be a punch in the gut for me to say this, but you probably were very close to getting a PB if you did not die in the first try on that 2D skip.
Who, me or?
Yeah, you iiPK.
Oh yeah. If I wouldn't have died at mech and if I wouldn't have died at 2D skip, I would have been on PB.
Oh yeah.
Because like my PB is 109.17, so I don't know if I would have saved the whole minute. Even that, I'd have to save over a minute to get PB because I got a 110.33. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like just just not dying at the end sequence there for the 2D skip alone might have been enough. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, something felt a little bit off, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna die here."
Yeah,
it happened.
Yeah,
nah, but I'm more upset about the mech. That really that like never happened. You know, it's one of those things that never happens. It's just like, oh man.
Of course, yeah. When you're under the pressure, this was a single elimination. So unfortunately, iiPK, you will not be moving on in this bracket. I believe you are done with this tournament, and Kerbis will be moving on.
Yeah.
But yeah, the pressure that brings and we did have a good amount of viewers. I believe this stream actually peaked at 200 towards the end of this race. So
Yeah, we did.
So we had a good amount of people watching as well. So
Yeah.
all that pressure can get to you. So it's okay if you choke. I understand it completely.
Oh yeah, definitely 100%. All in all, not a bad race though. Very close the entire time, switching back and forth, just a few places. I don't remember exactly where it switched. I think it was Cascade, and then it switched back in Sand, and then it switched. It switched a few different spots, and it was just ridiculous.
And it was hard to tell because at Kerbis, you took the. You did not go for the Sphinx Moon at Sand, so you went to Seaside before Snow. iiPK was going Snow before Seaside. And you guys were so close that it was actually really hard to tell who was ahead between those two kingdoms. Like, you guys finished those two pretty much at the same time. It was... It was
we took
crazy close, and
the
we had to
rooms and luncheon as well, didn't we?
Yes. Yeah, iiPK took the fork room, and Kerbis took the lava bubble room.
Yeah, forks. Yeah.
Yeah, it just adds that extra layer of mystery. It's kind of
it was a bunch of just times where we were
different
not
routes.
sure who was ahead in just certain sections.
It was pretty great though. Like sometimes we didn't know exactly what was going to happen just because of the different routes that were happening between you two. So you weren't sure which moons you guys were going to go for sometimes, or if you're going to go for Sphinx Clip or not. So we really had to figure that out at the end.
And speaking of Sphinx Clip, good job iiPK on improvising, realizing after messing up Sphinx Clip. So Kerbis, I don't know if you know, you might have been listening in as you said, he managed to get the actual clip itself, but the angle was off, so he ended up going into the loading zone behind
Oh
Sphinx.
man,
Instead of going for the moon behind there. So he had to abandon going for the moon that's underneath the sand.
I mean, props for even going for that clip, because I cannot get that consistent.
Yeah, getting it first.
Oh
even,
yeah, same.
Even with the bad angle, getting that on first try was still pretty impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But also good on the improvisation to switch routes, realizing that you couldn't continue on with it.
Yeah, having that backup strat is nice. It helps keep you under control and not panic. It's like, oh well, I could go get the notes instead then.
Yeah. Also, a point that I noted that you could actually, iiPK, you could have came back at the end there was for the 2D, the moon skip there. As Kerbis, you did the 2-cycle or like the 2-time try. Moon skip, and then so iiPK, you had a chance there, and you guys both messed it up first try, and both got a second try. So it was like really close after that. So like it all comes down to either 2D skip or just something else happening in the next like 2 minutes in the Bowser fight and everything else. But
I honestly was assuming that he was ahead of me the whole entire time, because like I died at Snow Kingdom, the very first jump in the Poison Swamp. Like I tried to go for the triple jump off the rail, and I kind of missed it and died.
I think you pretty much had the lead all the way from Wooded up until when you died.
Oh, yeah, really?
Because I died in Wooded trying to do the roll cancel triple jump.
Yeah,
it's hard to say with you guys taking the different routes.
But yeah, we were pretty close around like Snow and Seaside and Luncheon around there.
For most of the race, there was no more than probably like 20 seconds difference between the two of you.
It was like max, I believe, 1.25 seconds at one point. But yeah, it was like Wooded Kingdom all the way up until basically the Mecha Brutal fight when iiPK died, and that put Kerbis in the lead. So,
yeah.
So I'm sure like a 30-second time loss.
I'm sure both of you are going to be rewatching or watching for the first time this race when we're done here, because it's very good. And of course, these can be caught on the Speed Gaming YouTube channel. All the races that have been seen, all the ones that I've done in the round robin, and the other bracket, race that has happened at this point. This is the second one in the bracket.
Yeah.
But yeah, good game though for both of you. I think that's gonna be it from me for now.
Any closing thoughts that you want to say to each other?
Yeah, any closing thoughts about you guys' run at all, or?
Yeah, good game, Kerbis. That was really close. Even though I thought I was like way behind, I'm pretty happy I kept it close. Really upset with the end, but hey, you played really good. And
yeah, that was a
good
lot
luck
of
in the
fun.
bracket, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And
All right,
thanks
yeah.
for joining us, you guys.
Yeah, no problem. It was a pleasure.
Yeah,
As
make
always.
sure. Yeah, chat. Make sure to give both of these runners a follow. You can give both of us a follow if you want as well. At least personally, I know I'm nowhere near as good at this game as they are. As
Oh yeah,
these
same
two
here.
are. So, but we still do other things.
Yeah.
I actually don't even stream this game. I stream other games. I know I just completely put myself down in the advertising slot for myself, but it's fine.
Yeah.
We definitely give everyone a follow. We do work hard. The
Mhm.
moderators, thank you to Speed Gaming for allowing us to do this.
Yep. No, we don't have. Oh yeah, there we go. There's Mythical with runners there and with us there right after. But yeah, thanks Mythical for that. Since our bots are down for some reason. But yeah, I'll be peacing out. Thanks everybody again for tuning in, and it was definitely a pleasure. But yeah, peace.
Have a great day.
I'll see you later, everyone. Enjoy AGDQ as it will be hosted as soon as